In the dark, there is always something. Something lurking, stalking, hunting. And with a flash of lightning in this tale, a certain creature would appear and come for souls. There are many creatures of the night, but if rumors are true, this creature comes from the bowels of hell itself. Satan's own pet, a beast that plagued English countrysides for centuries. A hellhound. And not just any hellhound, oh no. This one has its own name. The Black Shuck. A devil dog, a beast, a hellhound that has no limitations in its capacity and fears nothing. In this story, we weather the storm of a creature who plagued the English countryside and took lives along the way. Across Europe, hellhounds have been part of mythology for hundreds, not thousands of years. Different attributes depending on the myth and culture, but a devil dog has always plagued humanity's mind. As for the Black Shuck in England, if word of mouth is true, that beast has been around for a while, but wouldn't be written about officially until 1127 AD in Peterborough Chronicle, a newspaper in Peterborough, England. A hound with red eyes, long fangs, and black fur would be whispered and now written about. And as far as I could find when researching this creature would always stalk, never attack, just living on the edge of civilization. That would be until one fateful night where everything would change. The hellhound's hunger for blood would need to be quenched. On a Sunday, August 4th, 1577, oh yes, Tale of the Beast has been written about for centuries at this point, and existing itself even longer. But on this Sunday, in the town of Bungay, a storm like no other was brewing. Trees bent in the wind, thunder and lightning tortured the sky. Some of the local townspeople gathered at the local church, the St. Mary's Church, to pray. Pray for the storm to pass, and themselves and loved ones to make it through. Little did these people know that a hellhound would get off the devil's leash during this storm. As people huddled together in the church and prayed, a flash of lightning would strike nearby, and with it, bring a beast with shaggy black fur, teeth sharp as razor blades, and eyes as red as fire. The size of the creature ranged depending on who you asked, ranging from the size of a large dog to the size of a horse. Either way, it is as though lightning itself brought the beast out of the dark. The townspeople petrified as they gazed upon this beast through the church windows, watching as the hellhound began to move towards the church. For myth today, and perspective back then, no one thought a demon, a ghost, or any evil creature could cross onto sacred ground of any church. But for those people of Bungay, they would unfortunately learn that there's always an exception to the rule. Eyes red, black fur flowing like an endless sea, and a thirst for people's blood. The Black Shuck, the hellhound, stepped onto sacred ground and burst through the church doors. Cornered, nowhere to go, the people were at the mercy of this hellhound. The creature lunged forward and attacked, biting, slashing at people's throats, killing 2 to 4 people until, for some reason, whether it be another flash of lightning or no more corrupted souls, the beast took off into the night. But instead of going back to whence it came, it ran nearly 12 miles about 19 kilometers to another church in Bithenberg called the Holy Trinity Church, where there the sacred grounds were once again no match for this creature. With its presence at the church, the Hellhound made the steeple collapse and left scorch marks on the church's doors, marks which still exist to this day. Whether it be the beast or that storm, well, I leave that to you. And as quick as the lightning strike that brought the supposed Hellhound, it quickly disappeared into the night. Abram Fleming wrote about this vicious attack in A Strange and Terrible Wonder, saying, and I quote, "This black dog, or devil in such likeness, running all along down the body of the church with great swiftness and incredible haste, among the people, in a visible form and shape, passed between two persons as they were kneeling upon their knees, and occupied in prayer, as it seemed, wrung the necks of them both at one instant clean." What we do know about this day centuries ago is that there was a nasty storm in the area, and that 2 to 4 people did die, although how, we have yet to confirm. But that's not where the story ends. Oh no. The story gets more complicated, where the creature, now off the chain, would begin to attack here and there, but only terrorizing and killing people of the church. Because of these targeted attacks, different stories and different ideas started to rumor around, saying that the Hellhound guards cemeteries, that's simply an omen of death, or that is Satan's pet, sent to punish the corrupted. Now you may say, it's going after the people of the church. How could it be going after the corrupted? Well, in Little Port, in Cambridgeshire, a beast matching the Hellhound that attacked the churches attacked and killed a friar. But this friar was no man of God. The Hellhound rescued a girl from this friar who was trying to rape her. Perhaps since the Hellhound only goes for the soul of the corrupt, it is allowed to pass onto sacred grounds. The beast continued to be cited and written about for centuries to come. Cited in the 17th century witch trials, cited in forests, and in 1850 in the journal Note and Queries by Reverend E.S. Taylor wrote about a hellhound plaguing East Anglia, describing it as Shuck the dog fiend, and a black shaggy dog with fiery eyes and of immense size, and who visits churchyards at midnight. The name Black Shuck would stay and forever be bestowed upon the creature of the night. The word Shuck, for those who don't know, comes from Anglo-Saxon succa, meaning demon, or depending on your location, could be a local word for hairy. So Black Shuck just means black demon. The Black Shuck had such an impact that it inspired and has been talked about by many. Rock bands are named after it, sports teams taking up its title, the creature appearing in books, and supposedly Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, the guy who wrote Sherlock Holmes, used it as the inspiration for his Sherlock Holmes novel, The Hound of Baskerville. Like many myths, time wears them all down. Years would pass from the church attacks. The Hellhound would become more of a fun tale to tell children. And the last major sighting would happen in 1974. And that's where people were going to leave it as a tale and nothing more. Until 2014, which, well, I'll just let you judge for yourself. In 2014, a team of archaeologists were digging in Leston Abbey, which is near the two churches the Hellhound supposedly attacked that unholy night. And what they uncovered was a large canine. Weighing, when alive, around 190 pounds, or 86 kilograms, And if the dog stood on its hind legs, it would stand about 7 feet tall, or 2.14 meters. And, the cherry on top, the archaeologists decided to carbon date the canine. Based on the carbon dating, that dog would have been alive right at the same time frame of the attacks on the churches. So perhaps there is some truth in that Hellhound. For reference, modern Great Danes weigh and are about the same size of that skeleton found. Could the Black Shuck be an offspring of a wolf and a Great Dane? A hyper-aggressive mutt who was released into the world? Or perhaps it truly was one of Satan's pets, a Hellhound. I will leave that up to you. So next time you think you lock the doors, you are on holy ground, or think you are just plain safe, just remember, there are always things in the dark, waiting, lurking, watching, just like in the tale of the Black Shuck. And with that being said, thank you all for listening.